you, sir, President Trump. At the moment, there is a thing called the Trump trade in the markets. Do you know what that is? The Trump trade is very simple. People are betting that your policies are going to drive up debt, they're going to drive up inflation, so they're going to drive up interest rates. Are the investors wrong?
Yeah. All right, it's almost like they have selective amnesia when it comes to the actual data and results from his time in office. You constantly hear media pundits spinning the narrative that Trump's economic policies are harmful or reckless. Watch how Trump completely dismantles this argument in this so-called journalist.
Are the investors wrong?
Yeah, I had 4 years no inflation. I had 4 years no inflation.
But that was when you had much...
I had 4 years. It's better than that. And Biden, who has no idea where the hell he is, okay? Biden went 2 years with no inflation because he inherited from me. And then they started spending money like drunken sailors. They spent so much money. It was so ridiculous, the money they were spending. They were spending on the Green New Scam. The Green New Scam, the Green New Deal. You know, it was conceived of by AOC +3. She never even studied the environment in college. She went to a nice college. She came out, she just said, the Green New Scam. She just named all these things.
But, President Trump, the issue at the moment, the markets are looking at the fact you are making all these promises. Latest one was car loans. You're flooding the thing with giving giveaways.
But we're going to grow.
I was actually quite kind to you. I used 7 trillion. The upper estimate is 15 trillion. People like the Wall Street Journal, who's hardly a communist organization,
yeah, but you don't know.
They have criticized you on this as well. You are running up enormous debts.
What does the Wall Street Journal know? I'm meeting with them tomorrow. What does the Wall Street Journal know? They've been wrong about everything. So have you, by the way. You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this. You're trying to turn this.
You've been wrong about it.
No, you're trying to turn this into debate. There are business people.
But you're wrong. You've been wrong. You've been wrong all your life on this stuff. You've been wrong. Let me tell you about currency. You're going jumping a lot of.
First off, under Trump, we saw massive job growth. Unemployment hit record lows, especially among African Americans, Hispanics, and women. The media can't seem to admit that his tax cuts and deregulation created an environment where businesses could thrive, leading to more job opportunities for Americans. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 was huge for middle-class workers and small businesses, putting more money in people's pockets and allowing businesses to expand. But you won't hear that from most mainstream outlets. Let's listen to what he says about defending the U.S. dollar and economy.
Okay, currency. Very important.
Yes.
And if you want to go to third world status, lose your reserve currency. We have to have that. We cannot lose it. If you'll go to third world status in this country, because you take a look at the way things are running. If a country tells me, sir, we like you very much, but we're going to no longer adhere to being in the reserve currency. We're not going to salute the dollar anymore. I'll say, that's okay. And you're going to pay a 100% tariff on everything you sell into the United States. And we love your product. I hope you sell a lot of it into the United States, but you're going to pay 100% tariff. He will then follow it up by saying, sir, it would be an honor to stay with the reserve currency. That will be like just playing. That's not even chess, that's checkers. But you don't have listen to this. You don't have other people that can talk that way.
Listen, whether you like the tariff policy or not, one thing's for certain. Trump is focused on putting America first and defending it at all cost. The economy was booming, but you'd never know it from listening to the talking heads on CNN or MSNBC who were too busy trying to undermine every policy move he made. Instead, they rather make desperate pleas to their viewers. Watch this.
So sure, offer up all the ideas of what more Harris could be doing in these few remaining days before the election. At the same time, it's actually you, the American voter, who needs to step up. Truly look at the choice before us. Listen to Donald Trump's speeches. Truth over lies, democracy versus fascism, or something like that looks like it. Your interests rather than revenge for Donald Trump's ego. The rule of law versus Donald Trump's lawlessness, kindness versus cruelty. If you are concerned about those things and are worried Harris could very well lose, well, do something. Get to work. As Barack Obama said in Pittsburgh last night, don't just sit back and hope for the best. Vote. and help get out the vote. If we care about this experiment called America, the search for a more perfect union that has the possibility of being ever more perfect every day. Don't despair. Don't be discouraged. I mean, you can be, but don't just be. Don't just criticize. And women, I'm talking to you because this is about getting back our 50 years of rights so our daughters can be safe at the doctor. We know better. We know better than to wait for someone else to get this job done. We're women. We always come through for each other. So let's not miss this opportunity to step up for women, for families across the United States of America. And if you're frightened by the option of Donald Trump, don't just talk about all the things you think the Harris camp is doing wrong. Get to work. I know women will.
I mean, you would think that when Donald Trump was elected, he ended democracy as we know it. It's laughable how much they paint this picture of him being an evil dictator. Like we can't remember the 4 years with him and compare them to the 4 years Biden and Kamala administration has had. I'm pretty sure I know what most Americans prefer, but of course it doesn't fit the narrative. But enough about Trump, let's listen to Kamala defend her economic policies. Oh wait, she didn't show up.
The first is just for the record and for those people watching on television. The Economic Club of Chicago and Bloomberg both invited Vice President Harris to a similar interview about her economic plans that she has declined so far.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have run scared, non-transparent campaigns in the last 2 elections. It's no secret that both of them avoid the tough questions, duck the press, and rely on media spin rather than open and honest dialogue with the American people. When it comes down to it, their campaigns have been defined by avoiding real scrutiny, and that's a huge red flag. The truth is, a lack of transparency doesn't just reflect poorly on their campaigns. It reflects poorly on how they intend to lead. If they can't even be honest and open during an election, how can we expect them to be transparent once they're in office? Let us know in the comments where you think this election is headed, and don't forget to like and subscribe.